Understanding war debts. Hello, language enthusiasts. Today, we're going to delve into an interesting phrase from the world of politics and finance: war debts. By the end of this video, you'll understand what this term means and how it's used in various contexts. War. This word refers to a state of conflict between different countries or different groups within a country. Wars can be both large and small, but they always involve some form of violence and political disputes. Debts. A debt is something, usually money, that is owed by one party, the debtor, to another, the creditor. It's an obligation to pay back what has been borrowed. When combined, war debts refer to the money borrowed to finance a war and the obligation to pay that money back. Wars are expensive. There's a need to fund military operations, purchase weapons, support troops, and much more. Often, a nation doesn't have enough funds readily available to cover these costs, so they borrow money, either from other countries, institutions, or their own people. After the war, the borrowed money has to be returned, often with interest. This borrowed money and its obligation of repayment is what's referred to as war debts. Throughout history, many nations have accumulated war debts. After World War I, for instance, several countries had substantial debts due to the costs of the conflict. The Treaty of Versailles imposed huge reparations on Germany, leading them to borrow heavily, which became a major factor in the country's economic struggles. Similarly, after World War II, many nations, including the victorious ones, found themselves in significant debt. International institutions and agreements, like the Marshall Plan, were established to help manage and repay these war debts. Just like any other debt, not repaying war debts can have serious consequences. It can lead to 1. Economic sanctions. Other countries or international bodies may impose restrictions or penalties. 2. Loss of trust. Defaulting on debts can make it harder to borrow in the future, as the country's creditworthiness is questioned. 3. Economic instability. A country's economy can suffer from inflation, currency devaluation, and other financial crises. War debts, like all debts, represent a promise to repay. They arise from the immense costs of wars and the need to borrow to meet those costs. While they are a financial obligation, they also serve as a reminder of the heavy tolls, both human and economic, that wars impose on nations. We hope this video has shed light on the significance of the phrase, war debts. Happy learning!